In this video, I take some friends of mine from New Zealand out and find them some gold and some gems. G'day, welcome to 𝗏𝘗𝗏𝗏 Prospecting. My name's 𝗏𝘂𝗂𝗏𝗏. So in the last video, that was at a spot we stopped onto the way to get to the spot I'm about to show you. Now this isn't a spot that produces large amounts of gold, although it can produce some pickers. But it's very reliable, it's very easy to access, and when you are trying to get the whole family involved, especially when one of them's in a wheelchair, easy access is what you need. But since I had a bunch of people with me, I thought there's a couple of features that we could have a crack at that I wouldn't tackle by myself normally because, you know, a lot of digging. Quick intro to what we're doing. Place we're attacking first was there was a long straight, and at the end of that straight there was not a 90-degree curve, but pretty close to it. And of course, birds, wildlife. And of course, on the inside of that 90-degree bend, there was a big, relatively large buildup of gravel. Now, the reason I've had my eye on this spot for a while is because of the bedrock. As you're coming down the straight, all the bedrock is at an angle to the flow. And that, I think, would have a tendency to push the gold to that way. But then when you get to the inside bend, is there a tendency, as you go around the bend, suddenly the bedrock is perpendicular to the flow. I thought maybe that's a really good place that gold will get trapped and stay permanently.
There's the end of this crack here, which sort of finishes in this hole here, and we're going to follow it back on this inside bend along this track here up into the bank. Now there's probably 2-3 foot of gravel before we've got a chance of getting to bedrock there, so we've got a lot of work to go before we've got the good stuff. But we're going to sample on the way down and see what we get on the way. Also, we've got to put a hole in the middle, and again, sampling, see what we get. Now this surface stuff that is just here, and it's loose, you can really easily move it with your hand. What we're going to do is just chuck that aside. So basically go down 4 or 5 inches into that lot and make a pile of it over yonder.
Helping?
No, he's not helping. Yeah. So Griff is having some success there. He's getting his hole down, getting the rocks out of the way. 𝗏𝘂𝗏𝗏 though is struggling.
No. Smashing stuff. No.
You're not getting much depth there, but that's actually a good sign because it means it's hard packed, which means there's more chance there'll be gold trapped in there. Oh, hasn't he? Oh, so it's the lack of effort rather than the difficulty of the soil. Cool. Right, well, you got that big rock out the way?
Yes.
I would get a pan of dirt from the very bottom of that hole.
Oh, right. Let's do this then. Right here.
I'm going to show you how to pan this off.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Watching?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, first of all, you want to make sure everything's wet because fine gold floats. Because of the surface tension of water, and the gold is actually what they call hydrophobic. So if you don't get it all wet, it can actually stay on top of the water. So you've got to make sure everything is wet. And gold's heavy, so we shake backwards and forwards, and the gold will work its way to the bottom of the pan. And then we can just brush a lot of that off and go again.
Science.
Absolutely.
Oh, dog, you're mucking up the water and it stinks. Do you mind?
Not mine, it's water.
Oh, they get them. So I figure if they're going for him, they're not going for me.
Are you abusing your dog?
Oh!
How could you?
Carol just got dog.
Yeah, I got dog.
Oh, all right. Well, it's getting warm anyway.
Yeah, it's not like I'm dying of hypothermia.
Okay, so we got a couple of other big bits. We'll just have a quick look at them and get rid of them.
Lucky
Now let's see what we got. Now we got down to that last little bit. We get it down in the corner, and then we bring the water back, and then we just gently wash backwards and forwards, and then see what we get. Now this isn't, I can tell already, this isn't a particularly good concentrate.
Griffin, you might have found gold.
Yep. Okay. Just 2 little dots. See there, tiny little dot,
Oh, yeah.
just there. Right, now what that tells us,
If there's more.
there's going to be more, but all that's
Whoa!
Going down.
wet foot. That was good footage.
It was indeed.
What that tells us is that there's not stuff in that top layer. Getting through these gravels can be really tricky because it's just rock after rock. But I've got a new tool that arrived from Japan before Christmas, and I'm going to try it out for the first time. And it's this little beaky thing. Now, I've seen these with really short handles, but this one's got a really long handle, and it means I can start prying rocks out without having to bend over. Is the plan, anyway. That little pick is really getting in and just hooking those rocks out, isn't it?
It's great. Good little labour-saving devices.
So Grayson's cleaned this hole down to this mudstone. I wonder if it's a loose piece or whether that's actually bedrock. Alright, well let's get some dirt from this area. It's diving down here, so we'll get this out and see what we've got. I think what's happening here is we've got flat bedrock here and it's dipping into here. And the feature that we're following, or we're trying to follow back here, I reckon we've actually put the hole too far to the left, so we should have been more over here. So what I'll get Grayson to do is actually sort of excavate this hole here and follow that dip down and see how far down it goes. But in the meantime, let's see what's in this pan now. Well, the first thing I'm noticing as I'm getting down the bottom is the number of little really dark blue black stones, but also there's little bits of gold picking up there, and we got some garnet. Oh, dog! But actually, there's some decent specks.
Can I see that?
Yeah, just a sec. Just clean it up a little bit more. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3 different decent specks. So that's not a lot, but that is an improvement.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dog!
So many.
Alrighty, we're back online here.
Oh, frog!
Oh, something?
What?
Frog.
You ready, kids?
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, he's off.
I see him.
It is, mate. Yes, it is.
Or not.
That's not water, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for taking that. Very good, mate.
Dog! No, don't kiss me!
Just
Oh, so do they have green?
Whoa, that got soft. What'd I hit?
Oh, here's one. There's a trail. You've hit black.
That's actually a worry. It looks very, there's not much, there's sand in it, but there's not much grit.
Green zone, I would say that very much looks like the bottom of a river.
Yeah.
That's okay. That one.
It doesn't stink though, so it doesn't have organic matter in it, at least not much.
Oh.
I'm just going to classify this because of the clay, because we want to make sure that that gets all broken up. So sticking it through the sieve means that we're not.
Being attacked too much by a dog.
I've known cows with more grace and decorum than that dog. He just ran into me. All right.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Gratuitous dog shot. There we go. Look at that, we're all fascinated by mud. I love it.
Okay, not much. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and tiny dots.
Oh, yeah, did you get that, TV World?
Yeah, it'd be hard to pick up on camera. But we're also starting to see more of this black sand stuff and the little black tiny gems. But no sapphires yet. Don't. Alright, let's get this in the pot.
Is that bottom of the river there?
Oh, here's discovered mud.
Yeah, we have, but it's, we say it's just slightly worrying.
Feel the charcoal in that? Oh, now it's starting to smell. Oh, yeah. I'll get this further classified, but it's not very gritty.
Smells a bit like the bottom of a river should.
Yeah, well, the first shovel we got didn't. And that's the mudstone I've just scraped off. Look at it, that's all.
Yeah, there's a lot of plant material
A
in
lot
there.
of plant material, so haven't got much hopes for this. See, there's no gold, but there is a lot of the reddy gems and the blacky gems. Trying to do this with a little monkey on my back.
Throw it again, throw it again.
See, there's a little red gem. It's very pale. Yeah, no, I got nothing. Nothing but little gems. And the colours. Yeah, okay. Well, that was only a relatively small amount. Let's try a bit more.
Alrighty.
Oh, Annalise!
Grumpy face.
She's just put her wet hands all over my back.
And is still doing it.
And go away. It's not looking promising. It's looking very blonde. Well, there's a little bit of gold. There.
You got some.
Let's get excited. Grayson's from New Zealand, so he might not be used to seeing gold, so he's going to get excited, whereas I'm a bit, oh crap.
Yeah, I'd have to go down to 𝗏𝘃𝗶𝗴 when it's cold, so sod that.
I think we were getting the best gold from the layer of the black and the gravel.
Yep.
But it wasn't good enough
To be worth moving all that rock.
to move in all that rock. So I would say, so what I think's happened is that someone years ago has cleaned out that crevice, and then there's been a period of time when there's been plenty of water. You shush. Plenty of water in the river, and that's allowed the crevice to silt up and fill with very fine material and organic matter. Then there's been a flood, but the flood didn't displace the organic matter that was in the bottom of the crevice. It's just put a new layer of gravel on top of it. And if we were to get gold, a reasonable amount of gold between that black layer and the gravel layer, the sand layer, then it'd be worth excavating more. But I think I think the best we got was 5 specks in one pan. I don't think that's worth the effort of digging the hole. So unless the kids pick up something dramatic in their samples that we'll get them to do now, I think we'll close this down and find another spot, because yeah, someone's been here before us. Might have been a while ago, but if there was good gold in that, it's not there now. It's just little bits of flood. So we'll try somewhere else. Well, the best we can say for that effort is that we had a lot of fun. The next spot I took them to, though, which is a little bit further downstream, we got a much better result. But you might get to see that in another video. So sorry it's been such a long time between videos. I've just my head's been playing up and I've had a lot of stuff on. But hopefully the next one won't take me so long to produce. Catch you guys later. Bye bye.